ready. Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Atlanta. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. First carry of the game for Brian Robinson. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains. That means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. That is caught, and he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Tershawn Wharton, the one to get him to the ground on the defensive side. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Here's a screen for Robinson. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
Tua sets up to pass it. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Falcons first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll make it second down. But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go that sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it first and goal. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. That ball is caught. It's London for the Atlanta touchdown. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Falcons will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Quite the drive there to get things started. They took up the bulk of the first quarter, and they end up in the end zone.
And I love your last point. Ended up in the end zone. Because a lot of teams like those long drives, especially to keep their offense off the field, right? Keep the ball away from them. But they finished it with a touchdown. That's the exclamation point. Now flip it over defensively. They've got to slow that down somehow, right? Maybe they need to be a little more aggressive. Maybe a few more pressures towards the quarterback.
Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. It's Young on first down. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Folk connects on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Panther football to start quarter number 2. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he stopped immediately there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
Young on 3rd and 2. That is caught. It's the tight end Sanders. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
First down, Young. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. They'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's 2nd down.
Well, you're already up a couple of scores here in the first half defensively, and Charles, they just seem to be playing really free on that side of the football.
I love the observation because with that type of a lead, they feel like they can take a few more chances and be even more aggressive, and it's been paying off for them so far this game.
And he'll push forward for a couple to the 34.
Okay, ready?
Young on 3rd down. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Fights off the defender. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And out will come the offense as they take over. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
2 now on 1st down. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Tua. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. From the gun, it's Tua.
And that went to the right side and incomplete.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Here's Nick Folk now on for the field goal from 28 yards out.
Folk's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps, and the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
After the made field goal, back out is Nick Folk to kick this one off.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he returns this to the 22.
Yeah, this is going to put him back with a not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Let's go.
2 yards to go, second down.
Now here's Young.
Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted.
And he will bring this down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. Suddenly it's first and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Here's Tua.
This to Pitts, and he's got him. Touchdown, Atlanta. 8 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Falcons are able to widen their lead here in this first half.
You got it figured out by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money, in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Extra point up and good by Folk. And a rout is on here in this first half. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. That often runs you into a penalty. Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw.
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. This time they stay on the ground. And he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Now the punter, Sam Martin, called on to kick it away here. Now a fair catch signaled for and made right about the 43-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
And maybe a chance for a quick completion and then a long field goal try. We'll see. That's out wide here for Robinson.
So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Panthers going to get the football first, trailing here as well as we resume play in this second half.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Young on first down.
There's a short throw caught by Sanders.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
And this is what they're going to need more of. It's the 3rd quarter. You're trailing. You've got to come out with a renewed sense of purpose, and that's a nice way to kick off the drive with good yardage and a first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Young.
And once again, this is Sanders.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's 2nd down.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
From the 41, here's a 2nd and 5. Dillon up the middle.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Another modest gain there on that one, and I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
A couple of first downs on the drive already as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Young will set to throw. Flush to his right. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only first down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on 2nd down.
On 2nd down, Dillon.
And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory.
That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
And give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
They go play action. Young. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Carolina. And a good result there as that'll get out of bounds and pin them back at their 10-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
2nd down and 6 now.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa.
Over the middle, caught by London.
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Atlanta. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
2nd down and a run by Robinson.
And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. They'll set up to throw.
Able to connect with Dotson.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a 1st down there.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39.
42 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Good gain there on 1st down, and keeps him in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively.
Robinson up the middle.
And he gets it down to the 32. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps. For these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
Robinson on a give right side.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Now a 2nd and 2.